Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some palette recommendations and things that I'm going to be reaching for this summer. So it's not technically summer as I film this, it is still a few weeks away, but it is 85 degrees and it's supposed to be for the next week, and it has been hot and it feels like summer, and it's got me excited for summer and warmer weather. So I like to do these videos, not just because makeup feelings and makeup wants and desires change seasonally, but also as a reminder of we have things that we love and own in our collection, and we should pull those out. So if there's something that you haven't worn in months because you haven't been in the mood for that kind of color, maybe now that the weather's getting warmer, you will be, and you should. This is a little reminder to go grab those things and use them. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, and you will see both of those here. And I have tend to take a pretty analytical approach to my reviews and my makeup collection as a whole, and I have new videos every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so like I said, this is what I think I'm going to be wanting to grab for now that the weather is getting warmer. I tried to narrow it down to 10 things, but I failed at that. I think I have 11 or 12. Doesn't really matter. As the weather gets warmer, I either want to wear something from one of these palettes, often a more simple look, or eyeliner or a one and done. When it's hot out, I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. I tend to wear light layers of concealer most of the year, but especially in the summer as my base, I wear this kind of look a lot when it's hot out, or something even less, which is maybe a little bronzer on the lid and an eyeliner, like a fun color. Pretty common for me, or just a sparkly shade. So I will be using my Auric shadows, my Lisa Eldridge liquid shadows, my Urban Decay Space Cowboy. Those kind of things are gonna be in heavy rotation this summer. But these are the palettes that I'm gonna be using a lot, I think. And a couple of these are new, some of these are older. It's a good mix of things at different price points. So hopefully there's things in here that you have that this will be that inspiration to pull them out again. Some of these are discontinued. I apologize for that, but if you own them, use them. So the first thing I have in front of me is a newer palette, and I've been using this a lot lately, and I'm excited to keep using it while the weather is warm, and it is the new Nomad Cosmetics Electrip palette. Really, really like this. I got this at launch. I do have a video on this that went up a couple weeks ago as of filming this. Really, really love this palette. Some people didn't like, Angelica Nyquist did not seem to like it. She said the mattes weren't pigmented enough, and she said she was not gonna hurt their new palette because she didn't like the mattes in this one. I really like the mattes in this one. I think, yes, they did have to build a little bit more. It's not instant pigment, but they still, if you build it up a little bit, they're still very pigmented, and they blend really beautifully. I know some people don't like Melt's mattes. Some people don't like their traditional mattes because they're too pigmented and they have trouble blending them. These, no issues. The shimmers in this are really beautiful. Really, really love this. It's very summery. I've used this green a bunch. Really love this. I can't wait to wear this to work this week. Really like the neutrals. The peach colors are beautiful. I really like this palette. I did get it 30% off, so I'm very happy for that, but I don't think I would have been mad getting this at full price. So if you did grab this, hopefully you're still enjoying it and getting some use out of it all summer long, like I will be. Okay. And then the next palette is an older palette, but I do believe it is still available, and it is the Kaleidos Escape Pod. I really love Kaleidos' eyeshadow formulas. I really wish they would start making more palettes again. They've been doing quads a lot, and I'm just not much of a quad person. I do think having a good neutral quad, like a good travel-friendly, you can do a couple of good staple looks, is good to have, because that's what I want when I travel, either like no makeup or like, a nice simple neutral look. But in general, quads are fairly limiting, especially their new ones where it's like a light shade, a medium shade, a dark shade, a shimmer. But you can do one look, basically. I love this. I believe it's still available. It's very bright. It's very fun. I really love the neutral mattes in here. The colorful mattes are all really beautiful. I love these like more purpley ones. The shimmers in here are beautiful. They're all a little more iridescent, sparkly kind of shade. Love that in the late spring, summer when it's warm out. A good go-to look for me with this is the neutral shades, this brown, and then one of the green shimmers. I do think the two green shimmers are pretty similar to each other. That's the one downside to this palette, but otherwise I love it. Sometimes I'll just do mascara and one of these shimmers, or like one of the mattes as like an inner corner pop. Really love this. These are beautiful, and so like I said, I really hope they start making more palettes again, because I really love their eyeshadow formula. One of my favorites, like top 5 for sure. So really love this and excited. I used Club Nebula a bunch this winter. After I did that revisiting video, I pulled it out a bunch more. And now that it's getting warmer, I'm gonna be grabbing this one again. Another good summer palette or warm weather palette for me, this is like a summer to fall palette, is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. This is not my favorite Natasha Denona palette because it's pretty monochromatic, and some of the shades look pretty similar to each other. There's nuance between them, but they're very similar to each other. But this is just such a good warm weather / fall weather palette, because it's bronzes. It's warm, you know, yellowy based shades, red based shades, bronzes, coppers. It's so pretty. I do hate that True Bronze is not, I wouldn't really call this a bronze, it's a copper. But, you know, I've spent too much time in archaeology and working with archaeologists. I would say palladium's a little more of an actual bronze, but that's beside the point. Really love this palette. I wish there was a little bit more difference between some of the shades, but I really like the formula. And in the summer, I like to do like, you know, one of the mattes and one of the shimmers on the lid, or just the shimmer and blend the edges, or just the shimmer. Or an all matte look with just, you know, magma and like sundown and something. I really love this, and I'm excited to use it more. I didn't use it like at all throughout the winter, so now that it's getting warm out, I think I'm going to be grabbing this a lot. And I know it's that and Glam are like her top 2 selling palettes, so if you own it, pull it out and use it, because those are expensive. Another Natasha Denona palette that I'm probably going to try and grab this end of spring, early summer time period is the Pastel palette. So I do like this palette. I have a video on it. I love the packaging. I don't think it's worth $65 or $69 or whatever they are now, but I do really like this because of the cream to powder pastels like Bora and Zest and Bubble. Really like those, because a lot of pastels, even with a white base, tend to not look good on anyone my skin tone or darker. So these do work. Some of them don't, like Brisk and Bellini don't really show up on me very well. The like traditional powder mattes in here. That's part of why I don't think it's worth, you know, the high price tag. And the shimmers are really pretty, but they are soft. They're very good for summer when I want a lightweight, just kind of sparkly shimmer like Limoncello or Illusion, or, you know, something like that. I really like that. Zest is great. Tool is great. I have another shade like this like baby pink in one of her other palettes. It's a powder matte. Does not work on my skin tone. Like, it does not show up no matter what I do. But because this is a cream to powder, it does. So when I want that like light, bright, airy pastel moment, I'm glad I have this, and now that it's getting hot, I feel like I'm going to be wanting that a little bit more. Okay, another very colorful palette that I am excited to grab now that the weather is getting warm is the Nomad Monteverde palette. So I would also put the Paradise Islands one in this category. That one has a few shades that don't really work on my skin tone. They're just a little too light and pastel. But really love Nomad's formulas, especially their mattes. And this is just such a fun, colorful summer palette. I'm sure they will be coming out with a palette for the summer. They tend to do seasonal releases like 3 or 4 a year. So they will probably have a new one soon. and I will have a video of that when it comes out because I do get them in PR. But I'm excited to grab this one again. It's very green heavy with the shimmers, which also makes me happy. I'll sometimes do just bronzer on the lid and one of these green shimmers. I should do that for work this week. I'm just in the mood for green right now. Really, it's also got some really good neons. So these are neon shades that actually show up. Sometimes neons, you really have to pack them on and then you touch them barely at all and they disappear. These do not disappear. These are good neons. And if you are interested in only a few of these shades, I believe some of these are available as singles. This is when they started selling single shadows. I think they just did a sale on single shadows, so I don't know what's going on with those. But yeah, I think if they're available, totally worth it. But also I think the palette's worth it. And I did get this in PR, and I do have a code with Nomad. It's a non-affiliated code, so I don't earn money from it at all. I don't get a commission at all. It's just to save you money. It's just bones, and it saves you 10%. So if you are buying anything from Nomad or any of these indie brands, always use a discount code. They're at least 10%. You're at least saving the tax. You know, never pay full price for something if you don't need to. So, also, I just love the packaging. It's so cute. I love the little cutout of the sloth. I don't normally keep the box for palettes, but this one I did because it's just so well done. Okay, another neutral palette that I am going to be grabbing for a lot as it gets warm is the Kaleidos Sashimi City. So they are discontinuing all of these little futurism palettes. Don't know why, really sad, but I believe they are still in stock and on sale because they're being discontinued. So it's like $22 or something, and totally worth it. Really, really love this one. So you've got 4 mattes, you've got 2 more yellowy based ones and 2 more like peachy ones. And then you've got this really beautiful golden duochrome with a little bit of a green tint to it. And then this one that is like a pink gold duochrome, really beautiful. I get compliments every time I wear this. This is maybe next to Club Nebula, this might be my favorite Kaleidos palette. And I was half tempted to buy a backup of this one when they said they were discontinuing it, but I don't need to. I'm fine. By the time that one is gone, there will be something else similar. I know it, it's fine. I don't need a backup. Okay, another really colorful palette is that I'm gonna be grabbing this summer is the Natasha Denona Circo Loco. I believe this is still around. It was a limited edition palette, but those from her tend to be around for at least a couple years. It's just colorful. I wish this would have been cheaper. I did get it half off, and that's the only way I would buy it. And mine is also the hinge doesn't stay open. But I don't think this is worth $130, but I do think it's worth $60, $70, whatever, half off is. Beautiful colors, but like I said, cotton candy does not work on my skin tone. But tulle, because it's cream to powder, ends up looking like this on my skin tone and works. So if I want that baby pink, I have it. But the shimmers in here are really beautiful. Aerialist, Snow Cone. I have a feeling I'm gonna be wanting to wear Canon and Grin a bunch this summer. I'm just in the mood for like greens, yellows, and coppers a lot right now. But there are some blues and purples in here. It's very colorful, very fun, and it's an expensive palette again. If you own it, and you don't like it, get rid of it, like sell it or something. But if you own it and you like it, use it, get use out of it. Makeup is meant to be used, especially when you spend a lot of money on it. Okay, got a handful left here. The next one that I am excited to use more is the ABH Nuvo palette. This came out last spring, I think, last summer. I don't know. I think last summer. Everyone lost their mind for it. I got it with a gift card. I got this and Rose Metals with gift cards around my birthday in October. And I used it a little bit, liked it. But during that like fall winter season, Rose Metal was really what I was gravitating towards, and I talked about that in my like fall and winter videos. Just that more grungy, cool toned, neutral vibe. But this is much brighter and much more spring summer. You've got Wisteria if you want that bright pop. I love to do just like bronzer, like a light wash of nothing, mascara, and then like Wisteria as like an inner corner. That kind of color, love that. And it's got a lot of greens. I've used Metro a lot, which is why it looks like that. I've used the other ones, they just don't look as, I just haven't used as much. So really like that, really love Hope, really love Belle. Give it a nice soft green earthy tone. I like earthy tones. I feel like Rose Metal is like the grungy winter earth tones, and this is the spring summer earth tones. So I'm excited to use this now that the weather is changing. The next palette is one that is discontinued, but a lot of people do have it, so hopefully you do. And I would say this is kind of another one of those fall/summer palettes. I used this a bunch in the fall, and now that it's also warm, I've been in the mood for it. Like I was laying in bed the other night thinking about what I wanted to wear to work this week, and this was one of the things I thought of. And it is the Red Dragon palette from Odin's Eye and Judy. Really love this. It's got warm, reddy tones, which makes me think of hot summer heat, dragons, but it's also got like these greens and green golds. Just really love this. And I like that other than the dragon shade, all of the red tones are like, there's peach, this one's more brick, this one's just like a dark, dark shade. They're not like true reds, which is not, I like a red lipstick, but I don't really like a red eyeshadow. But these are the kind of red eyeshadows I like, so I'm excited to use this. Okay, just a couple more left. The next that I am definitely going to be grabbing for this summer is the Pat McGrath Utopian Dreams. I think I put this in my spring palette too, and I don't care. It's a spring/summer palette for me, which is what a lot of these are. This, for me, is very springy. It's spring-summer. It's that border. It's both. It's got bright colors, but it's also got some warmth to some of it. And bright colors make me happy and make me think of warm weather. So you've got a nice, really coral matte that is both very spring and summer to me. I would say like these two like rosy mauve mattes feel more spring. This one feels more summer. I hope that makes sense. The shimmers in here are really beautiful, especially like these give me summer vibes. These give me spring/summer vibes. I would say the purple, somehow purpley blue shades give me spring vibes, but like this one gives me more summer. Like I can't wait to wear something like this to Pride. I'm just really excited to use this more. I really love this palette. I used it a handful of times in the last month or so, and I'm just excited to keep using it. Okay, last two. The next one is another new palette that I've been using a bunch lately, and I'm excited to keep using over the summer. And it is the Trixie Cosmetics Laganja collaboration. This is the Extravaganja palette. I'm also going to be using the lipstick for this a lot this summer. It's orange, very orange. It's beautiful, really comfortable color. And on a day like today where I'm wearing just a brown, soft, smoky eye of like bronzer and eyeliner, instead of this red lip, I would wear that orange lip, and I'm excited to do that. But this is just a bright, colorful, almost rainbow palette. It's got some neutrals over here, you've got your greeny colors here, and then you've got the trans colors here. Just really fun, and I'm excited to keep using it, especially this yellow. I have a feeling I'm just gonna keep using this yellow, like just this yellow all over the lid with some mascara. And the last palette is one that's been in a lot of my videos because it was one of my favorite palettes of last year, and it is the Isamaya Wild Star palette. I haven't used this in a few weeks. I haven't used this in a month or two, but I'm excited to pull it out because it is neutral with a pop of color, and that is what warm weather makes me want. You've got your staple neutrals, you've got like a bone color if you need that. You've got, you know, a caramel brown, a chocolate brown. This is a really beautiful one and done bronzy brown color. You've got these like pinky tones. You've got blue. You've got this iridescent shade. This is perennially in one of my list of palettes I want to use. So had to throw it in again because when I was thinking of things I wanted to wear this week to work, these were the first two things that came to mind, so I had to include them. Okay, so that is the end of my list. Let me know what you think of the suggestions, the palettes. Do you have any of these? What are you gravitating towards as we're moving into warm weather? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I always love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.